Master the winds of magic and unleash the might of the machine god. Up first, we have the Defenders of the Great Bastion Army Reinforcement Set. This box will come with 30 Peasants, 8 Crane Gunners, and 12 Iron Hail Gunners, as well as 2 Astromancers, 1 on foot and 1 mounted on horse. The Peasants can be built with spears or bows. I believe the Crane Gunners and Iron Hail Gunners are single build kit each, though I'm not entirely sure. They are your ranged gunpowder units available for Cathay. A very nice expansion to the army. I will be very tempted to pick this up, though it will depend on price. They get a new hero and then 3 new units from it. This set rounds out what Grand Cathay was missing from their original launch, at least in terms of what's available in the video game. It doesn't bring in everything that's available in the video game, but it does round out the army, gives them some more ranged firepower, gives them what should be a rather cheap block of chaff for troops, and gives them a new hero who is also a caster. I will probably pick this up, though it will depend on price, but I do like these models, and this is one where I was kind of waiting to see if they would expand the line before I dipped my toe into Grand Cathay, so I'm glad to see that they are finally being released. Now, this box will be limited, but will be available as separate kits later down the line. You'll just get it at a discount and a little early if you do pick this up. So only available while stocks last. There's also an Arcane Journal, The Breaching of the Great Bastion, which should be some new rules for all the new units, some lore, and this should not be limited. This should be available long-term, at least until a new edition of Warhammer The Old World. For Warhammer the Horus Heresy, we have some new Mechanicus units, the Myrmidon Destructor Host. These look cool. They look kind of like Terminators, but with an AdMech feel, which makes sense because they're for 30k AdMech. But I like them. They look really cool. I like the big guns. I like the little shoulder stuff here, little servo scrolls. Very nice. Very nice looking AdMech stuff. Not spindly looking. They look very chunky, which is a little different for AdMech, though these are probably 32, so they're probably still a little spindlier than you would expect for something that looks kind of like a Terminator. Looks like you do get 2 heads for each one, bearer or hooded, and some interchangeable servo skulls for the 6 miniatures, which is always nice. There's also a Skitarii Battle Pilgrim Marshal. Back to the spindly look here. Does look nice, though. It's a nice looking model if you like the AdMech aesthetic. Little servo skulls here, pistol, and a staff. And he does have some options with a claw and what looks to be a different pistol or a pike of some kind. I'm sorry, a Voltlock handgun or Archaeotech pistol are the 2 choices. And an Octorit scepter, a phase claw, or a Corposant stave. I probably did not pronounce that correctly. There are 3 heads, so you could have multiple without having repeats, and they could all have different loadouts if necessary. It looks like they only show 2 heads because the main one here and this one are the same. So they do only show 2 of those heads, which is odd. Is what it is. There's a 3rd one, apparently. Maybe you just replace it with a servo skull. Oh, it does look like you can put the servo skulls in different positions. So if you did double up on loadout, you could have some nice differences there. That's good. There's also the Skitarii Battle Pilgrim Corpus. These don't do anything for me. I'm not particularly interested, but if you do like the AdMech aesthetic, they would work. They look good. I think they would look fine as replacements for 40k AdMech Skitarii, although I don't play in tournaments, so your mileage on that may vary. Obviously, if you play in tournaments, you probably wouldn't be able to get away with that, but you might. I don't know. Maybe you require some kit bashing. I don't know if this gun looks similar to something that doesn't exist for it. The Battle Pilgrim Corpus comes with a Voltlock Arbicus, which is an anti-infantry weapon, and you can take these as a unit of 16 or a unit of 8. And so you do have enough to make their Ordinator squad leader for both squads if you wanted to make 2 units of 8, and they will fit in the troop carrier, which is good. I do not know a ton about Horus Heresy, so I do not have very much commentary on these. There's also a Volturax Stratos Automata, which I think looks pretty cool. I like the automata that you get in 30k. I wish they would port it into 40k a little easier, but they do not. But this looks really cool. I like this. I like it's got these little missile pods. It's kind of like a beetle, or maybe kind of like a roly-poly almost. This looks very similar, though not identical, to the Death Guard model, the bloat drones. Not exactly the same, but similar. So you can kind of see those design elements repeated here, which I think is pretty cool. Obviously, it's a slightly different layout and not bloated with, you know, horrible fungal growths and flesh and all that stuff. It's purely automata here, but it looks pretty cool in my opinion. There are also made to orders going up, and that is Captain Badrock. And I believe this is a metal model. And then there's also some ammo runts available as well. And then on Warhammer Plus, we have a new animation for the Adeptus Sororitas, as well as a few other things on Warhammer Plus. So that is there for you as well. Let me know in the comments down below. Are you interested in any of these models? Are you planning to pick up anything here? Are you going to pick up this Captain Badrock, or perhaps some of the Skitarii for 30k? Or are you going for Old World? If anything, let me know in the comments down below.